don't have time to go now.
Oh,
our tour starts in 15 minutes.
So,
You see that big red barn up there? After our tour, we'll go up to that barn.
And secondaries, and the primary feathers kind of look like your hand in a bird's wing. You can see them soaring, they stick out like fingers. Those are these real long, skinny feathers here on the end of the wing. Sometimes he'll let me stretch his wing out and show people that. And then on the inside there's the secondary feathers. All the secondary feathers pretty much look the same. Look like this, and those go along the underside of this, we'll call it his arm. And the primary feathers are each one a little bit different shape, and they're a really interesting piece of engineering. They're so strong and flexible, but there's almost no weight to them. You know, it might be comparable to carbon fiber, or some of the materials we're coming up with now aren't even as good.
Notice all the colors there, that's from different minerals. The dark colors like black and maybe a little blue that you can see at the top are from the mineral manganese. And the white that you see off to the right side there is from calcite, which forms most of the cave formations. And then the reds and oranges that you see kind of throughout the middle are from iron oxide. So those are kind of the three main minerals of the cave, and they're all in the waterfall. Now if you guys look straight up, we have the largest dome of the cave. And this dome goes up about 6 feet to the ceiling right side of the flat part of the rock up here. If you guys can see these little white stalactites, these are called soda straw stalactites. And they call it that because they're hollow, like soda straws. So this is kind of what stalactites are like when they start out. These could be maybe up to 400 years old or so. Kind of gives us some perspective how long it takes them to grow. It's about 100 years per inch, although it can be a little more or a little less. Now, eventually, that hollow part gets plugged by a bunch of mineral, and the water can't flow down through the middle of it anymore, so it flows down the outside of them. And they become conical stalactites, like you can see a few of up here. So notice how they're kind of wider at the top, and then more pointed down at the bottom, like icicles. Now, right next to those conical stalactites are a couple more pieces of cave bacon, some kind of large ones here. And if you look a little farther down the dome, just right up here, we can see some pieces of cave bacon that are just starting out. So notice just the thin layer of mineral. And those layers of mineral just build down on each other over time to create kind of a full-size piece of cave bacon there, or the ribbon side layer. Now, way on the other side of the dome, we can see these reddish ones here. These are called bleeding stalactites.
Oh, what?
I don't know about that, but they told me right through. It was solid rock here. You know, you guys? Right back where you guys are is actually the end of the cave. It kind of runs back there and then goes in there about 250 feet farther. Oh, afterwards you see it gets a lot smaller. Also up above is a little dome here. Check that out. There's a lot of formations there.
That goes back another 200.
It's a little over 200 feet or so. Yeah. Afterwards you see it gets real small. I've been back there.